What's up guys, my name is Stoody and I'd like to welcome you all back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be doing my round 18 tips for the 2024 AFL season. Before we get into this week's tips, let's go ahead and see how I went last week. So last week I got 8 out of 9 correct tips, which means I now have 115 tips for the season. So let's go ahead and see what ones I got correct and what ones I got incorrect. So I tipped Gold Coast to defeat North Melbourne, but that counts as a correct tip as Damien Hardwick tanked that game to fuck over Richmond. So in reality, Gold Coast would have won if Damien Hardwick didn't tank it. I tipped Port Adelaide to defeat the Western Bulldogs. I tipped Geelong to defeat Hawthorn. I tipped the GIS Giants to defeat Carlton. I tipped Fremantle to rob Richmond. I tipped Melbourne to defeat West Coast. I tipped Sydney to defeat St Kilda. However, I did hear that game was rigged, so that means that counts as a correct tip. And I tipped Brisbane to defeat Adelaide, meaning the only incorrect tip I got was that I tipped Collingwood to defeat Essendon. Alright, so Friday night we have Collingwood taking on Geelong at the MCG. I'm going to tipping Collingwood in this one by 21 points. I don't understand how 54% could tip Geelong in this one. They'd all have to be biased retards, I guess. I mean, Collingwood are clearly the better team. Collingwood will clearly win this game. Geelong are garbage. They really are. They've had a couple of easy wins against easy teams, so people are getting sucked in by that. Collingwood are clearly the better team, and Collingwood will get the win against Geelong. Geelong are pretenders, and Collingwood will prove that on Friday night. So moving on to Saturday afternoon, we have Hawthorn taking on Fremantle at Utah Stadium. I'm going to be doing Hawthorn in this one by a rigged amount. The AFL do whatever they can to protect Hawthorn in this game. Fremantle were the protected ones last week, but this time around it'll be Hawthorn that are the protected ones in this game. The AFL loves sucking up to the feral players, and Hawthorn have a shitload of feral fucking players. That is for 100% certain. Especially in Tasmania, Hawthorn are severely protected by the match fixing. So Hawthorn will win this game, not because they're the better team, because Fremantle are clearly the better team, but because of the match fixing. Moving on to the other Saturday afternoon game, we have Sydney taking on North Melbourne at the SCG. I'm going to be tipping Sydney in this one by 110 points. So this is clearly the easiest tip of the year, really. The team that's on top of the ladder taking on the team that's on the bottom of the ladder in reality. So this is going to be an anal rape. I mean, Sydney are just going to absolutely annihilate North Melbourne because North Melbourne are useless. And Sydney, you know, they go all right. So Sydney will absolutely demolish. They'll molest North Melbourne big time. And I'm looking forward to seeing it. So, yeah, Sydney will win this one easily. And it's the easiest tip of the week. Moving on to Saturday twilight, we have the Western Bulldogs taking on Carlton at Marvel Stadium. I'm going to tipping Carlton in this one by 28 points. Carlton are clearly the better team out of the two. Not only that, Carlton will have match fixing on their side. The Bulldogs, they tend to get robbed these days from the match fixing. They used to get severely protected, like back in 2016 and all that. But now they do get robbed quite a lot, so they are paying for their sins. Whereas Carlton are severely protected. They always are and probably always will be because they're a feral team. So I think Carlton will win this because, you know, they're better, plus the match fixing will not allow Western Bulldogs to win this game. So moving on to Saturday night, we have Adelaide taking on St Kilda at Adelaide Oval. I'm going to doing Adelaide in this one by 22 points. It's at home for them. Both of these teams are really struggling this season, and yeah, this game could go either way, but because it's at home, I think I would have to tip Adelaide in this. When it comes to these two teams, I think they're reasonably even, but whoever the home team is, I think is the one you just have to go with. And Adelaide are the home team in this one. Home ground advantage is always big, so I'll be tipping Adelaide. Now, the other Saturday night game, we have Melbourne taking on Essendon at the MCG. I'm going to Essendon in this one by a rigged amount. Let's just be real. Max Gawn is not fucking injured. It's a fake injury. It's either Simon Goodwin lied to us when he said he was subbing Max Gawn out tactically, or Max Gawn is piss weak. or Simon Goodwin is lying to us now. So regardless, Simon Goodwin is a fucking liar and a piece of shit. With Gawn out with his fake injury, Melbourne are fucked. Melbourne are starting to become a real shit team now. So Essendon, they'll have a lot of match fixing on their side. They'll take their drugs as they always do to cheat. So yeah, Essendon will win this by rigged them out pretty much. Moving on to Sunday afternoon, we have Gold Coast taking on Port Adelaide at Metricon Stadium. I'm going to win Gold Coast in this one by 16 points. Gold Coast, they don't lose at home and they just don't win away. I mean, they would have won last week if it wasn't for the tanking. But Gold Coast, I think, will get the job done here. Port are back into some form, but I mean, when you run into Gold Coast at Metricon, you run into a lot of match fixing as well. And no teams have been able to defy the match fixing yet at Metricon. So I think Gold Coast will win this. The match fixing will just be too strong for Port in this one. Moving on to the other Sunday afternoon game. This game I will be attending. It is Richmond VFL versus GWS at the MCG. I'm actually tipping GWS in this one by a rigged amount. Richmond get robbed week in, week out, and it'll be the same shit this time around. I would tip Richmond in this one, but you know, the match fixing would just be too strong. I don't trust Andrew Dillon with his match fixing, but I wouldn't be surprised if Richmond come out with the victory in this one, especially after being fucked over from Damien Hardwick's tanking last week. But yeah, I do have seats in the third row on the first level this time around for this game, so some reasonably good seats near the Richmond cheer squad as well, sort of on the forward pocket. So yeah, some decent seats. Since GWS have no fans, there shouldn't be too many ferals at this game, surely. So yeah, hopefully we don't get fucking robbed once again. Or else it'll be Richmond robbed in front of me part 5 or 6. I don't even fucking know at this point. Moving on to Sunday twilight, we have West Coast taking on Brisbane at Optus Stadium. I'm going to team Brisbane in this one by 66 points. West Coast are fucking awful. I still think they'll win the wooden spoon, West Coast. Brisbane, they're back in form, but that's only due to match fixing, really. You know, they'll continue to win. I mean, they've got an easy game. One of the easiest games in the AFL. They have the match fixing on their side as well, which will really help them get a big percentage booster in this game. Anyway, those are my tips for round 18. Feel free to leave your tips in the comment section down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment work like this. Be sure to become a channel member. Just click the join button next to my name. Also, be sure to subscribe to my premium member, Sean Ducks. Link to his channels in the description. Also, be sure to subscribe to my other YouTube channels. Be sure to subscribe to my backup channel, Stoody TV. Also, be sure to subscribe to my second YouTube channel, Stoody Archives. Links to both of those will be in the description. Also, be sure to join my Discord server, It Is Good Australian Sports Community. Link to that is in the description. Also, be sure to follow me on my other social media accounts. I have Instagram, I have Twitter, and I also have TikTok. The username for all of those is StoodyYT, and links to all of those will also be in the description. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video.